It feels like a season like this only comes around every so often. Summer this year was absolutely packed with great things to watch, and now that the season is winding down, we have a lot to talk about. To sum it all up in a few words, 8 out of 10. The season's pretty good. There's a ton of returning favorites, some fantastic debuts, and even a couple unexpected returns. There's a lot to like this season, so much that I'm not sure where to begin, so let's start with the returning anime. Dandadan is back with a second season. My thoughts so far are that it's a little weaker than the first part. As far as just being Dandadan goes, it's about the same thing and just as enjoyable, but I can't help but feel like some of the animation here has been a bit weaker than they probably wanted it to be. It's a fine show though. It really just boils down to what my thoughts on the series in general are, which is just that it's alright. If you weren't swept up by the Dandadan craze last fall, give it a try at least. It's a bit weird, but it serves as a good entree to the other shows this season. Dr. Stone is airing the second part of its 4th season. I never really got into this series, but I've heard only good things from the people who are watching it. Rascal Does Not Dream of Santa Claus is the second season to Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Girl Senpai and its 3 movies. This series to me has always just been okay. I like the characters, I think the plot is interesting enough, but I've always had the thought that I'd have really been into this series if I'd watched it when I was younger. So far, the second season is about the same. I like the characters and the dialogue, but as a series, it's just okay. Sakamoto Days is continuing with its second half, and for better or worse, the quality of the show is about the same as it was. I remember there was a little drama with part 1 because people thought the animation was bad, and yeah, it's average. That said, Sakamoto Days, the series, is very good, and if this is your first introduction to the series, I still recommend you give it a watch. Everything that makes the series itself good is still there, with only the action scenes leaving a little bit to be desired, at least in my opinion. It's still a great watch either way. There's also Grand Blue Season 2. It's a decent comedy anime about people who drink a lot and get naked. Obviously, if you're a fan of Grand Blue, I'm sure you'll love it. Part 2 of Toilet Bound Hanako-kun's second season is also out. It's a cute little series and not too bad so far. Panty and Stocking is back again after its initial run ended in 2010, and in my opinion, it's about as good as it's always been, which is a double-edged sword depending on who you ask. This series is obscene and unapologetic about it, with high highs and really low lows, especially low lows. It's definitely the kind of series where if it's your thing, you can probably already tell. I'll say that not having like half the cast be notable Dragon Ball actors definitely takes an element away from it, but it's still entertaining regardless.
Oh my fucking god!
The Vending Machine anime managed to get a second season, which kinda hurts my faith in people in general. There's Shield Hero Season 4. I lost most interest after what happened with Season 2. I heard Season 3 wasn't any better, and so far I've heard very mixed things about this one too. I've been reading Kaiju number 8 since 2022, so I feel pretty much inclined to watch it. The show mostly boils down to a lot of hype moments and aura, with not a lot of actual substance or even really good animation a lot of the time. I can't really recommend anyone to watch this unless they already want to. It's slop, but it's fun slop, and I like it. Somehow a couple of Cuckoos managed to get a second season, though it's half as long this time, and Rent a Girlfriend is still as horrible as ever, with seemingly worse art direction than it already had. Call of the Night's second season is here and is just as good as before to me. This anime has always killed it with visual presentation, aesthetics, and music on top of its already good character designs and dialogue, and that opening is easily the best this season. As one of the couple series here that I've fully read the manga for, this is one of Call of the Night's best arcs that I've been waiting on for a while, and with the series being around only 20 episodes right now, it's very easy to jump into and catch up. Dress Up Darling is back with another season, and it's pretty good as well. The animation and art is as pretty as ever, and they even go the extra mile to animate in various different styles for each of the series that Marin wants to cosplay from. Marin herself still carries a lot of the show's weight on her back. She's vibrant, fun, and overall very likable, and she keeps things entertaining even through some of the series' low points. The ending song also bangs. The Demon Slayer movie mostly follows the usual Demon Slayer formula. Beautiful animation and action, which are kind of wasted on being Demon Slayer. And there's that Chainsaw Man movie later in October. That one's exciting. It's been a while since I've read that part of the manga, but the Bomb Devil arc is the reason I picked up Chainsaw Man in the first place back in 2020, and so far this movie looks incredible. Now that we've gotten most of the returning anime out of the way, we can finally get into the new stuff, though I think I want to take out the garbage first. Dealing with Mikadono Sisters is a Breeze is just this classic overly cliched harem anime about this boy living with the 3 most desirable girls at his new school. It's not very good. There's No Freaking Way I'll Be Your Lover is a girl love series about a closeted lesbian who plays Guilty Gear to help come to terms with herself. Shoe High Lips isn't really an anime, but apparently an ad for some Japanese alcohol in the form of a hentai, which I only heard about because the dub voice actor for the main character is also the voice of Subaru Natsuki.
My name is Tsuyoshi. I'm in my 3rd year of college. But somehow, I appear to have wound up in another world. It happened right after my usual drop by the convenience store to grab some Chuhai. What's happening? Man, that was one hell of a nightmare. Save point. Did I return from death?
Also, this show managed to get a dub. Now that we've gotten the trash out of the way, we can finally get into the good stuff, but not really, because this next anime is literally trash. One of the most interesting new anime airing this season, Gachiakuta, takes place in a class-based society divided between haves and have-nots. The rich don't allow for things considered trash to be recycled and instead throw them off into the abyss, which is where they send Rudo after he's framed for the murder of his foster father. At the bottom, he finds that the world he's always known is actually a flying city, dumping its trash onto the planet below and contaminating it to the point that many places become uninhabitable, and the trash comes to life in the form of giant conglomerate beasts. This series so far has easily become one of my favorites out of everything this summer. It's gritty and over the top with an extremely appealing art style and interesting premise. The whole thing is topped off with a crazy good soundtrack that ties it all together into a great debut that was very worth the wait. Takopi's Original Sin, if you somehow haven't heard yet, is easily the anime of the summer. The story is about an alien named Takopi who comes to Earth from planet Happy with one goal in mind: to spread happiness. He meets a 4th grade girl named Shizuka and very quickly finds himself thrown into the depths of her severe bullying and fractured home life, which after witnessing causes him to decide he will make her smile at all costs. I think I'll hold out on the rest of the details, not only because I think that everyone should watch this series, but also because it's only 6 episodes long and already ended. Despite the fact that people rating this show highly has become somewhat of a small meme, I do think it genuinely deserves the praise being levied at it. Not only is the writing behind the plot and its characters very good, the art and animation for the show is genuinely exceptional. I highly recommend. The Fragrant Flower Blooms with Dignity is the highest rated anime this season, and I think I have to admit I don't get the hype. The show is a Romeo and Juliet story about a delinquent boy attending a boys-only school that just so happens to be right across the street from the prestigious all-girls school, and the 2 schools absolutely cannot coexist. The series relies very heavily on cliches and feel-good moments to cover up how superficial its characters feel, and the show feels almost manufactured in ways I can't describe. Both main characters feel like they were perfectly created to captivate both sides of the audience. In short, this is the anime you're going to watch with your girlfriend and she'll love. And the mom is the only good character. City has some big shoes to fill as a spiritual sequel to Nichijou, and I think that label does a lot more harm than good for this one. The show itself is fun, goofy, and vastly detailed, like stunningly detailed. It's a good watch with friends, but I don't think it's nearly on par with what people were hoping for. I've also heard some people say things like this adaptation is missing a lot of its original content, which if true, definitely contributes to the lack of foundation I felt while watching. I'd only recommend this if you've got the time for it. Otherwise, I think there's a lot more shows worth your time. The Summer Hikaru Died is about this kid named Yoshiki and his best friend Hikaru. Hikaru had gone missing in the mountains, and ever since he's been back, Yoshiki believes it's not the real him. And he was right. There's something living inside the body of Hikaru. Something alien and potentially dangerous, but when the monster begins to conflate its own feelings and emotions with Hikaru's, clinging to and relying on Yoshiki more than the real one ever did, Yoshiki thinks twice about ratting him out to spend more time with this side of his best friend, even if it puts others in danger. It's a very good horror series that hones in on the grief and inner turmoil of its characters. It's bound to turn some people off of it with its low-key boy love undertones, but I think those are people who probably wouldn't enjoy this kind of thing even if it was straight. The romance really just serves as the reason behind why things happen, but the mystery is easily the main focus behind the show's direction. It's very good and you should watch it. And that brings us to the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed or found something good to watch. If you've been watching this season, let me know what you think of everything. If you agree or disagree, or if there's something you think I missed and you should go back and check out, let me know in the comments. That does it for me though. Thank you for watching. Peace.